Yo, it's Happy. Firstly, sorry for the absence. My self-discipline clearly needs some work, which is also probably another good topic for a yap. That said, I'm wishing all you guys well over this Christmas period. Regardless, I did want to speak about something that in my short life has been a repeating set of thoughts. Those thoughts being of comparison to other people, what they are doing, what they've done, and it all leads me to get trapped in this prison that is comparison. For example, maybe last year or this year, I honestly couldn't tell you, this year has been very fried for me. Either way, in such time frame, a lot of people my age that I knew from growing up were either graduating or had graduated and started their venture into the working world. Well, a lot of people in college or university in the UK still work part-time jobs while at school, but working world for their fields. This for them is obviously a massive accomplishment, as it would be for really anyone who gets a degree in a field they enjoy or see a future in. But just like all things, there's a flip side, a devil's advocate, having to be there to play the opposite, and the opposite being someone like myself, someone who never went to college or university, someone who could just never figure out just what it was they'd enjoy doing. I mean, maybe I did as a child at some point, but judgment and other factors led me astray, which I'm sure quite a few people can relate to. I mean, for every amazing singer, there is someone equally, if not better, that just never got the chance. Life grabbed them and they ended up working normal jobs. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I need to clarify that, as truly, if you're able to put food on the table and sustain a roof over your head, in reality, you're doing great and you're doing what needs to be done. Likewise goes for a sense of comparison that, weirdly enough, the Christmas season can create. On Christmas, someone gets you a really heartfelt present, and you start to compare what you got them to what they got you, thinking about how much better their present is. But there's no need. The person wants you to be happy with your present, and more than likely, what you give them, regardless of monetary value, will be liked. It's always about the thought, especially with people who are actually your friends and family. Going back to my prior example of people graduating, this is an example I'm using just as it is, well, what's going on in my life. But with those people graduating, personally I feel, well, less accomplished, less capable than these people sometimes. That scenario in and of itself is a very particular one, and some could say is a very youthful issue to have, as in 5 or 10 years everyone will be in their jobs and be working away, making their own living and getting their bills paid, and be in the exact same boat as me and everyone else who didn't get a uni or college degree, who's working away already. However, even with that understanding, I can't help but get robbed by the thief that is comparison. That feeling is something that really eats away at me, and once again, just due to the cards dealt, I see things differently, like I'm sure everybody does. But see, I don't know if the correct wording would be fragile, but it seems to be befitting of what I'm trying to get at with my waffle here. I'm socially fragile? Again, the wording could be so off. Basically what I'm trying to say is, due to the way that things have gone in my social life, with friends, etc., my own level of value socially is somewhat scrubbed clean. I don't want to say the wrong thing that makes you fuck off and not want anything to do with me. Now, do I think I would? No, I don't. And I'm very fortunate that a lot of people tell me they think of me as a nice, kind soul, which is the highest of compliments, I feel. Regardless, I see others, either friends or co-workers, who will act, do and say as they please, and they aren't shunned, they aren't viewed differently, and ultimately you're just treated completely normally. And something like that for me is just another method to allow comparison to once again steal my joy. For me, something like social comparison is horrid, as I truly love being alone. In fact, my flurry of videos I posted over the course of the prior months was pretty much while I was alone. Play games with my pals at night, but during the day I was alone, in the safest place I know, the best and also worst place to be, in one's own solitude. The reason I'm saying best and worst is due to the fact that human interaction is so necessary to someone's life and how they function. Although I will say being alone never, ever, for me personally, gets old. I feel like I could easily go a year without speaking to somebody. I mean, for a year and a half I pretty much did that, with very, very, very short conversations had with my parents. Then again, with that very statement, contradicts me, as I was still having conversations, regardless of how minimal it was, but still. Even now I look forward to the time of the day where it's just me, where I don't open any apps like Instagram, where I see how others are doing, And that's not because I'm some mad hater. If you're doing well, I'm happy for you. There is never jealousy involved. In fact, the feeling is usually just an overwhelming amount of inadequacy. It's like playing a new game with someone who's a pro and you suck major ass. You're gonna feel lesser of yourself as you watch the pro wipe the floor with everybody. That's all it is for me. And the time of the day where it is just me, I don't have to worry about inadequacies. I don't need to worry about what the next person has accomplished. I just need to worry about myself. That in and of itself can be dangerous, however, as it can go one of two ways. The first is that I look at what I've got going on with myself and say, hey my boy, you're doing just fine. Or two, I look at what I've got going on and say, damn, why is it like this? I'm so far behind. Now, the reality of it all is that it's up to me to decide what is acceptable in terms of achievements and things I'm doing. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't be happy or proud of the spot I'm in. The person I am, or the situation I'm currently in, I have a job which gives me income, friends, family, a passion on the side, and a deeper understanding and control of my own mental health. Now, the latter I am always proud of. I never compare my mental state to anybody else's, as truly that is something you cannot see. You can see a job someone has and feel that inadequacy, but that doesn't mean the person you're comparing yourself to even likes that job. Hell, they might look at you and be like, he's quite content with his job, while they think about how much they hate theirs. That's why mental health is incomparable to me. You can be the biggest name in movies, doing your dream job, making more than enough to live, and still feel like shit. Feel worthless. It's the unfortunate nature of being conscious and being able to produce thoughts. Not that I think it's a bad thing that we can do those things as humans, it's just what comes with the territory. We can't all be thinking sunshines and rainbows, that's just not real. What is real, however, is the progress you make, the progress you've made that got you to where you are. And that's why comparison is such a son of a bitch. You go through so much, trials and tribulations, and eventually end up at where you are now. And even with that success, nothing can stop you from looking at someone else and saying they're doing more. As said, this is something I too struggle with. I'm by no means clean of these thoughts, but when I give myself 5 minutes to really think about it all, I realize that I'm doing fine. And if you get those thoughts of comparison that rattle your brain, just know you are doing great. You're doing so well to have even made it to the point that you're at. Keep it up, keep going. Don't compare yourself to others. See what they are doing and use it to motivate you to do more. Got this, you're amazing. With that, I think I'm yapped out. Thank you again for your support. You're all genuinely amazing people, and I wish all the best to you and your families over this festive period. I hope you enjoyed the world from my perspective, regardless of how youthful it is. Leaving me to say, see you guys later, and stay safe all.